Hey, welcome to 7 of 365, reading through the Bible in a year. And today we're in Genesis 16, 17, and 18, 1 through 15, Matthew 6, 1 through 24, Psalm 7, 1 through 17, and Proverbs 2, 1 through 5. So I encourage you to join along. In Genesis, we still find Abram rolling through his story. And during this time, him and Sarah have this conversation, and Sarah's like, "You should have a child through my maidservant, Hagar." And Abram's like, and then goes along with it. And so there's this situation where Abram and Sarah know what God's promise is and knows what God's wanting them to do, but instead of seeking God and seeking God's wisdom, they begin to walk their own path and they seek to do things their way instead of acknowledging God. And that's going to result in consequences and struggles and strife and issues within their family going forward. And so it's an important reminder to make sure that you're walking with God and being attentive to what He's asked for and what He's calling us to do and to be. And then at 18, we have the situation where the angel of the Lord, basically, most likely it's a Christophany of Jesus showing up, and he meets with Abram, and he again tells him, he says, "I want to come back in a year, and you're going to have a child with Sarah." And Sarah's in the tent listening and overhearing this, and she cackles. She laughs about the situation. And then the angel of the Lord responds back to Abram and basically asks, like, "Why is she laughing? What's going on?" And then the classic response is anything too difficult for the Lord? Is anything too difficult for the Lord? And if we're going to sit here and we're going to believe that He is the one who brought everything into existence at the beginning of creation, that He is the one who has power over life and death and was able to resurrect from the dead, there is nothing that's too powerful for Him. There's nothing that is too great for Him. There's nothing that is too challenging for Him. So it's that great reminder starting from even the beginning there in Genesis. And then as we jump forward into Matthew, we have another section here immediately following the previous, like motives over substance. We talked yesterday about the heart and how it's like if you committed, look lustfully after a woman with your eyes, like you're committing adultery in your heart. And so we were looking at kind of like negative things, right? But then Jesus shifts forward and he starts saying, like, even though you do good things, why you do them and how you go about doing them can be wrong, because you're trying to bring the focus from the thing you're doing and providing good to bringing focus and attention on yourself, and that's the wrong motive. You're doing things for the wrong reasons. So like even at the very beginning of chapter 6, he says, "Beware of practicing your righteousness before men to be noticed by them. Otherwise, you have no reward with your Father who is in heaven." And Jesus isn't punishing or saying don't do good things or don't even be noticed by people for doing things. But he's saying if you're doing them, to be noticed by them. So your motive for doing them is not for the good thing. It's not for the right thing. It's not for the good reasons. It's because you want others to notice your good things. And you're the one who's seeking accolades. You're the one who's seeking attention. You're the one who's seeking approval instead of doing the things you're supposed to, because that's what God has called you to do. And so I want to jump back into Proverbs. Psalms was a good psalm, but nothing I'm going to touch base on today. They're always interesting and insightful. But in Proverbs 2, 1 through 5, we have another giant reminder about wisdom. And it says, "My son, if you will receive my words and treasure my commandments within you, make your ear attentive to wisdom, incline your heart to understand. For if you cry for discernment, lift your voice for understanding. If you seek her as silver and search for her as for hidden treasures, then you will discern the fear of the Lord and discover the knowledge of God." So if you take this intentionally and you choose to walk with it in purpose, you will learn, you will grow, and there will be benefits as a result. If you choose not to, obviously you're not going to get nothing out of it. But if you choose to walk with this with purpose, there will be good that comes as a result. And so I want to end today with another reading out of Matthew 6, because in this one, it's when Jesus teaches the disciples how to pray. And so I want to end with the Lord's Prayer for you guys, and hope you have a blessed day today. So, our Father who is in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we also forgive our debtors. And do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. I hope you guys have a blessed week. Have a blessed day. Pay attention to God. Eyes up, wise up. Love y'all.